Okay, terrain features. We're going to cover 5 major, 3 minor. There's lots more. There's lots more, but for this, I'm going to show you a ridge. This is what you're looking at here. And this is how you compare a ridge to your fist. This is a ridge at the top. And this is a ridge on the land. The top part is the ridge. Sometimes it's the best place to hike because you get to see that side and you get to see this side, and it's just a ridge that happens right along the top of here. Ridges show like this: a knuckle, a knuckle, a knuckle. And of course, you're probably going to have to go down and back up to the next ridge, down a little bit and back up to the next ridge. This is a great example of showing ridges. This is a hill. This is a hill. This is pretty obvious. Could be a decent hike up. This is a saddle. This is saddle. This is a saddle. Every time I look at this slide, I think of Saddle Mountain. If you've ever been out to Saddle Mountain, this is exactly what it looks like. It looks like a saddle, hence the name Saddle Mountain. That's a nice hike up there. You take a road up to the top of Saddle Mountain, and then you can take a trail that goes along this way. You can come up on the other side of the saddle, and it's like this huge flat plateau. It's really, really nice. So that's a saddle between the knuckles. Good example. This is a valley. Using your hand like this is a valley. It's in the valley here like this. This shows a valley. This is the actual land feature, but this is the topo map. You can see the valley. Usually in valleys, you'll have rivers. Not always, not always. Let me do a little geology on you. This, a V shape, is a river valley because this is the way the river forms the valley. This U shape is a glacier. This is, I don't have anything round. The glacier has come and taken the V shape and curved it like this because it takes everything from this side and everything from this side. And as the glacier comes down the valley as a glacier ice field, sooner or later it will melt, and all of those rocks are left right here as the glacier recedes. But this is a valley, river valley. This is a glacial valley. And then what you also have here in our area are coulees. Coulees are the squared off because of the Missoula Ice Age flooding down here as a about 70-time event, but it was thousands of years in between. It took it and shaped it into a boxed up square. Those are the coulees we have in our area. Okay, this is a depression. Depressions have hatch lines going in. These are hatch lines going in. This shows a depression like it does right here. This is a depression, and this, you can see the cliff marks are a depression right in here. I rarely see depressions on maps, but I did see one on the top. You can see one on the top of Mount Rainier, Columbia Crest, right here. You can see the hatch marks in right here, and that indicates it's a depression because Mount Rainier is a volcanic mountain, and it blew its top off and it formed a depression. This is what depressions look like on topo maps, okay? This is a map I got off of CalTopo. They come different. These are spurs. These are the lines for the spurs right here. These are spurs, spurs like this, and this is a spur. These are spurs right here, the spurs right here. That's a really good example for spurs on topo maps. And these are draws. Draws are, I sometimes call them little canyons, and this is a really good example of a draw right here like this. It'll come down here like this, and this looks like it's an intermittent stream because it's a line, dot, 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 line, dot, dot, dot. You will see a lot of intermittent streams on the maps in our area because of the lack of rain we have, but But because of the rain, it has made the land look like this, like this. Anywhere you look at Badger Mountain, you'll see these draws, and it's mostly caused from wind or water. And water morphs the environment more than wind does. Wind is constant, but water does more changing, just like in the deserts. Okay, this is a cliff. A cliff will have very, very tight lines in here. Very tight lines. You'll see it go like this. This is a cliff. It's converging contours line forming a cliff. This is a cliff, flat out cliff, okay? Okay, the weight of a blue line indicates whether a stream is perennial or intermediate. This is a darker, more bold blue line. This is a perennial, which means it happens all the time, perennial. These are intermittent. This should be dotted up a little bit. This is the one I found online. This is a little bit like our area, except the intermittent on our maps in our area will be the dot, 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 straight, dot, 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 straight lines, okay? Tracks and trails. Solid orange lines indicate minor, unpaved roads, and wide dashes indicate vehicular tracks. These are four-wheel drive tracks. Find my cursor. Four-wheel drive tracks are right here like this, and then there's your dotted black lines are the bushwalking tracks. This is where we walk. Okay, this picture, I'm going to go through this a little slower than I've been going. I don't know what time it is, so Casey, you'll have to help me out with my time a little bit. I always forget to bring my clock in here. Okay, number one.
You're right at 7:15.
Oh, I'm doing good. I'll probably be done a little early. This, number one, I'm going to go one at a time. This, see how far those contour lines are apart? That's a fairly flat area. That is, their contours are spaced out, and this is a basin. This is a basin. It's not necessarily a depression. Okay, it's a basin. Number two, those are, contour lines are very closely spaced. That's going to be a steep area right there. Number three, this is a ridge. This is a ridge right here, like this. You can see the way it curves like this. This is a ridge. Number four is a valley. This is a valley. You can see the river. Not always. Water will definitely, if you get a drop of rain here, it's going to go this way. You get a drop of rain here, it'll go this way. So that makes a river drainage basin. But in this situation, this valley, this is a valley. Number five is a pass. Number five is a pass. Contours come together, then they start to diverge. This is a pass right here. Number six is a summit. Contours looping around a point. Notice the elevation lines. Don't always sit there and try to count up the contour lines. A lot of times they will give you the elevation. Flat out, make your life easy. See what it says, 5,625 feet at this summit. Number seven is a trail. Note the trail number is 1315. This is a trail number. Number eight is a road. Double black lines. Here's the road. The roads do the same thing as trails do. They do switchbacks. Number nine is a stream. Note the name in blue text, West Fork. This is a stream. And number 10 is a pond or a tarn. In a couple slides from now, I'm going to show you a little bit of features on a glacial topography. If we're going to hike in the Cascade Mountains, you're going to be in a glacial topography, and glacial topographies have certain features in them that are really cool, really cool. Now, this is in the PowerPoint that you will receive, and there's your key for that prior slide, okay? This is a potential backpacking trip to American Lake. My husband is willing to lead it. We'll see what happens with leading it. We don't know yet. Now, look, if you see this U-shaped valley right here, that tells you this is a glacial valley. This is a glacier, came down like this, scraped the sides of the mountains, took the rocks all the way down, deposited the rocks. It's called the terminal moraine, M-O-R-A-I-N-E. If you are going to Seattle and you get past Ellensburg, and there's that fruit stand on the right-hand side, right before you start up the hill, that whole area is a terminal moraine where all the rocks from all those years of glaciers in the Cascade Mountain Range, all these rocks got deposited right there. The water melted away, the ice melted away and left all those rocks. It's a mishmash of rocks. It's just a mishmash. Okay, I'm gonna turn this. This is the American Lake. You can see this is steep. This is a ridge. This ridge, a glacial term, is an arete, A-R-E-T-E, an arete. This is a horn. This is a horn right here, kind of like the Matterhorn, because we are in a glacier landscape. This is an arete. This is an arete right here. This is a circled up, it's called a cirque. It's called a cirque, and it's very common in glacial topographies. And this is called a lake or a tarn, T-A-R-N. This is a tarn area. This is a potential backpacking trip. It's not very hard. You're going to go on the Pacific Crest Trail, crossed here like this, into American Lake, which is right here, American Lake, and then you come back out the next day. This is Casey's Packwood Lake. This is a backpacking trip also. This is, some of this follows the topo lines pretty good. You'll start out, looks like they follow the topo lines pretty good. You don't see much going cross topo lines, do you? Cross topo lines. Casey, this trip is too easy. You need to make them work a little harder, going up trail and down trail.
That just means we have more time for fun.
Well, whatever. What do you, yeah. Yes, you're right. We've been backpacking a lot, and you're right. You can have, but it is easy, right? Right, Casey? Comfortable?
It's super easy. One thing, I don't know, it's hard to zoom in, but right at the beginning, you'll see is where all our elevation is. That's where
right up here?
Yeah, right at that first straight section. That's all cross topo line.
Okay, they cross some topo lines. Not, okay, I'll give you that. You're going to work them out a little bit, and it'll just be a little bit at the beginning. But look, guys, I mean, this is going to be nice. I mean, 25 pounds on your back. I mean, this will be nice and good for you, Casey. They'll want to do it again. And then they can come over here and enjoy Packwood Lake, and then hike out the next day. And if I don't know what you guys do on your backpacking trips, Chuck and I do several. We'll set up camp. Leave our stuff there, and then we go hiking all over, and I'm sure you'll do that. Now, if you want to take this trail, look at this trail, guys. Look at that. Just tell Casey no.
I have been up there. I can't confirm.
Well, yeah, you have. Of course. It's what?
Very steep.
Yeah. I was going to say, of course you have, because you're the rugged kind. I mean, it's all good. It's all good. You're not going to come in, what, 5 miles?
Yeah, I think it's about 4.5 when you hit the guard station there.
Yeah. You guys will be good. Drop off your camp, set up camp. This one just take note. Casey will have maps for you. This is a cow topo map, right, Casey?
Yep.
Okay, look, guys, here's magnetic north. Here's north. It's a 15 degrees off. Your compass is going to read this north. But that's not the north you want to go. You want to stay on the trail. He'll teach you that stuff. This is your graphic in kilometers. Here's your graphic. To the left of the one is incrementally intense. Here's your 2 mile, 1.51, 0.5. This is a CalTopo map. These are great, great maps. This is a glacial valley. This is near American Lake. Glacial Valley, you can see, and this is what it looks like. This is a glacial valley. This is what TopoMap and actual land features show. I love these pictures. Look at this lake, and then here you'll see the mountains, and you'll see it being a little more easy here where the water comes in. The stream comes into the lake, so that stream's going to be back in here to the lake. This is a really good topo map, and this is the topo area. Here's another one. What a topo map and actual land features show. Here's your lake, and look at all the steep around the lake. This is very pretty, very pretty. These are called Paternoster Lakes. This is a glacial environment. They're also called, this is a glacial environment lake system. They're also called rosary beads, but it's just the way the ice carved out, the topography of the land carved it out like this. And then when it could, it became a lake. And then it became a lake down here a little bit further. Up on Highway 20, right out of Colville, up, I forgot the name of the little place up there. There's a campground up there, and they have all kinds of paternoster, Paternoster, paternosters. It's the rosary bead kind of lakes because it is a glacial environment. This is Frenchman Coulee. This is one of my favorite places to be. To me, when I first moved here 10 years ago, Frenchman Coulee, look how steep the sides are. You can come down this road. Right in here somewhere is that pillar I was telling you about, the pillar, and the high school 18 to 25-year-old boys jump from one pinnacle next to the land. I mean, it's straight down death if you don't make it. This is where some of our mountaineer people go. The Feathers is out here, and this is where this is the land, and this is the map. You can see that the basins, the coulee, the squared up coulee because of the Missoula Ice Age floods coming through. These are just some extra pictures of a valley. This is a valley. If you see this kind of a look on a map, you can see that this is what it's going to look like. It goes up each side. These are ridge lines like this. The ridge line is like this. You'll be crossing contour lines. This is a saddle. These are saddles. And this is a hill. These are kind of obvious. This is a basin, and spurs. These are the spurs like this. An absolutely incredible site to make topo maps is CalTopo Tutorial Backcountry Mapping Made Easy. I'm going to come back to this, but I'm going to leave you with this thought. The best navigators are not quite sure where they are going until they get there. And then they're still not sure. That's a Jimmy Buffett. My husband loves Jimmy Buffett.